Hi, and welcome to T-Rex Reads. I am Becky, also known as Bronto Incognito.
I am Lauren, also known as Stegosaurus Wild.
Today we are doing the unpopular book opinions tag, and it's been done a ton of times, and so even if by the time this posts we actually know people on BookTube, we're not going to tag anybody because pretty much everybody has done this one. The first question is a popular book series that you didn't like.
I have to say Mortal Instruments, just because I couldn't get into the first book.
Disowning you. Okay, so mine that I didn't like was Throne of Glass. It was a blackout, and that book was on my Kindle from the library. I was pretty sure it had expired, which means if I get out of the book and try and go back in, my Kindle will update and won't let me read it anymore. But if it had synced recently, there would be another book on my Kindle. I only made it 30 pages in, and my husband was just like, stop reading it! And that book was literally so bad that with nothing else to do in a 10 p.m. blackout, I got out of the book just to check if I had a different book, knowing that I probably didn't, and that I was going to have nothing to read. And I was okay with it. I did it, and I was like, no regrets. A popular series that you love, but everybody else hates. I'm going to go with the Matched trilogy, and I'm going to go with books 2 and 3 primarily, because I know so many people, Lindy included, that just read book 1 and loved it, and then read book 2 and 3 and hated them. And I actually really liked them.
Allegiant, the third book in the Divergent trilogy. A lot of people got really angry when a certain person dies. However, I felt like that was a satisfying ending. Spoiler alert, Triss dies, which, you know, anybody who's read it already knows. If she didn't die, then she would have totally been a Mary Sue character. She's like perfect at everything. She's practically invincible.
She can defeat the death serum.
Exactly, so...
and all the other serums. She's magic.
But she's not immune to bullets.
Number 3 is a series or a book in which there's a love triangle and the main character ends up with the person you didn't like.
I was sitting there racking my brain, trying to figure out one, and I don't know. I can't come up with one. I
went with the Iron Fae series. Basically, in the love triangle, there was one person that I liked and the other one I absolutely hated. And I read through the first book, and it really felt like they were going for the person that I hated. And I just cheated and went online and read the wiki and figured out that yes, indeed, she does end up with the person I didn't like. And so I just was like, screw it, I'm not going to read the rest of this series. There's no point. Numero cuatro. That's for if you failed Spanish or took French or something. So number 4 is name a genre that you hardly ever reach for. And for me, it's honestly contemporary. Now, I think I reach for it more than anybody else in our group, but except for Becca, who is not here. I reach for it a little bit.
Mine would be romance. I am not romantic at all. At all.
A popular character that you did not like.
Popular is a bit of a nebulous term. I'm gonna go with Bella Swan from Twilight because I found her just soul-sucking.
I love me some Twilight, but I find her and Edward together a little soul-sucking sometimes. He's such a drama queen. This is an unhealthy relationship, but y'all are the best each other's ever gonna do. Mine is a character that I like, but I don't feel as badly for as a lot of other people do. I'm gonna go with Sirius Black on mine.
Yeah.
Because he specifically said, look, Harry, life is about how you treat people that are of a lower standing than you, not about how you treat people of the same standing. And then he turned around and was like, you suck, Creature, get out. Ugh. And then Creature got out, and then he died because of it. When you go to the flashback scenes of the Marauders, he is the worst one of all of them. He is a bigger bully than James is. Like, even when James is, like, doing stuff, he's the one that's instigating, he's the one that's egging it on. He was the one that tried to send Snape to the Shrieking Shack to go get killed by Remus. He would have either been killed or turned into a werewolf, and, like, it didn't even seem... I get that he's a teenage boy and they're dumb, but, like, it didn't even seem to click with him ever in that scenario that, like,
somebody was gonna die.
Somebody was gonna die, and look what it would do to your best friend. James, at least by the last minute, was like, whoa, this has gotten a little out of hand. Okay, next question is, name a popular author that you just can't get down with. You just can't get into their writing style. And I'm just gonna go with Sarah J. Maas and go back to question 1 with Throne of Glass.
Mine, going back to the first question, would be Cassandra Clare. With the exception of the Magisterium series that she's writing with Holly Black, because that's amazing.
We're gonna do a bit of movie magic now. Watch this. No, Anne? Anne!
Hello.
Anne got here.
Yay!
Again. Name a trope that you are just sick and tired of seeing. And I am sick and tired of seeing the 20-something-year-old guy dating the teenage girl. I'm gonna leave links down below. We all three of us did our top 5 hated tropes. But oh my gosh, I'm so tired of seeing it. And I blame Stephenie Meyer because they did it in Twilight. And Twilight started the other part of that trend, which is the guy is more chaste than the girl. The girl's like, let's have sex. And he's like, no, I can't. You're underage. That's inappropriate. And
Which we condone, like, we're glad.
well, it is inappropriate.
but-
You're not wrong. But it somehow is supposed to make it okay that a 20-something-year-old guy is dating a 16 or 17-year-old girl.
Some of us were dating our future husband at that point who was out of school and I was a sophomore.
Well, creepy.
See, and look how she turned out.
But we met in high school when we were both in high school. So.
See, but that's different though. That's not like he met you as a 19-year-old
No, that would've
and
been
started
creepy.
dating you when you were 15 years old,
That
because
would've
that's
been creepy,
weird. Read Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen if you want to see what that should look like. She doesn't necessarily handle it the best way, but she's weirded out by it because it's weird. Or go research Sarah Dessen's description of a situation that she went through as a teenager like that and is like, yeah, no, it's weird. That should not happen.
Mine is going to be societal norms for alien species are not Earth's society norms or America's even society norms for what like the family structure is, for work structure, for just like the society as a whole.
If you lived in a society where people had wings, everything about that society, all the basic things about that society would be different. I'm assuming all of your doorways are a lot wider. Or you
Probably.
just have like much more open floor plans.
Probably also not going to have cars. You may not live in houses
Like,
because it's hard to get lift.
it is hard to get lift. I mean, it would probably not be really weird to have a 2-story house and have like a landing pad, you know, like to like
Right.
take off and land.
Or bigger windows so you
People-
can get out them.
People wouldn't have trees in their yard because wings issues, you know? When your kid's learning how to fly, you don't want them crashing and dying in a tree.
Insta-love. I hate Insta-love. You mean you're marrying a man you just met today?
Ah, Giselle, we shall be married in the morning.
I just met you, but I love you and I'm going to risk my life for
I'm going
you.
to die for you. I would die for Riley.
Yeah.
Instant attraction is fine.
Yes.
That is legit.
And
because-
normal for
Because
people.
we
That's right.
all see people where like, ooh, he's cute. Insta love, not so
so
much. Okay, number 8 is popular series that you have no interest in reading.
Pretty much anything by John Green. I refuse, like, and he's fantastic. I love him to death in, like, his videos and whatever.
Wonderful human being.
Yes, absolutely. I refuse to read Fault in Our Stars. I'm sorry.
It's exactly as sad as you would expect it to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. I've heard Becky talk about it, and when they change how you look, like they tweak your brain, and it just doesn't interest me. It's like, how is a character a character
That's true.
if they're getting changed?
You missed it earlier when she was talking about the book series she didn't like that was popular. She did more instruments.
But I
knew that reaction was not. It wasn't.
I
here.
said I would give it another chance.
A book series I would just never ever pick up, even the first one. Hush Hush.
Really?
Angel books just have zero appeal for me. Number 9 is the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but name a movie or a TV show where you liked the adaptation better than you liked the book. I'm gonna go with Stardust because I made her mad. Okay, so here's my reasoning for Stardust. I saw the movie first before I'd ever read any of his books, and then I read the book because I was like, this is a book, it's gonna be awesome. And the book is wonderful in and of itself. But the thing I like about the movie better is in the book there's no interaction whatsoever between Yvain and the witches. She was a danger that the audience knew was coming, but she was never like a present danger for them. And I really liked, even as like cheesy as little parts of the movie are with the witches, like I liked that there was an active bad guy they were fighting against.
Mine is the same, actually.
There we go.
Stardust happens to be my favorite movie ever. And the book was good, and I also watched the movie first. I was like, oh, you know, it's Neil Gaiman, like, it's gonna be really good. And it was. But the movie is better. Like, Tristan, first of all, it's spelled Tristran, which is weird. In the book, he also has, like, a cat's ear. Like, he has one normal ear and one, like, cat's ear or something.
Forgot about
Is that
that.
part?
Yes. But they don't really mention it except at the beginning when they're describing him. And I think his eyes are 2 different colors or something. I forget.
Oh, heterochromia.
But,
Mine's Stardust? No, it's not. Mine is Howl's Moving Castle. I absolutely adore the Studio Ghibli version of
It
that
is really
book,
good. I haven't
of that
read it.
movie. And I read the book. I was like, this is going to be amazing. And I'm just reading the book going, well, they changed a lot. It was one of those things where it was just in my head, they just completely separated because they were just so far away from each other.
Yeah. That is the end of our Unpopular Opinions book tag. Let us know what you think of our opinions down below. Let us know if there are series that you love that everybody hates or vice versa. And all those good things. Click like and subscribe if you find this entertaining. I will leave links down below both to those blog articles as well as where you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And we hope you join us next time. Bye!
Peace.
Okay, so what number
We're
is that?
professionals.
Professional screw-ups. We all
So we
fancy
just
now.
have, like, one-
I need to get cleaned up because I look gross. I have the same problem.
Here I'm going,
Gotta make them laugh. So,
and I'm done.